Salut și bine ați venit la o nouă ediție ZF IT Generation. Eu sunt Adrian Seceleanu, jurnalist ZF, iar în ediția de astăzi aducem în prim plan un startup din vestul țării, care își propune să dezvolte o soluție pentru una dintre cele mai mari probleme cu care se confruntă Europa în acest moment, respectiv rămânerea în urmă în cursa pentru dezvoltarea de semiconductori, de chipuri care sunt acum omniprezente în aproape toate echipamentele și produsele care ne înconjoară și au un rol strategic în competitivitatea unei economii. Am descoperit acest startup, care se numește Fiora 5, la ediția 2025 a PRAU, o conferință dedicată dezvoltării de produse digitale, care are loc anual în Timișoara și care a găzduit și o competiție dedicată startup-urilor ca parte a efortului derulat de mai multe entități din vestul țării, de a sprijini dezvoltarea de produse inovative și de a sprijini migrarea industriei de tehnologie din segmentul de outsourcing către dezvoltarea de produse proprii. Ne-am fi dorit, bineînțeles, să avem o discuție mai în detaliu cu reprezentanții echipei Fiora 5, însă pentru că echipa se află în plină rundă de finanțare și de asemenea într-un moment în care este concentrată pe dezvoltare, pe cercetare-dezvoltare, își dorește să vorbească mai puțin în public în acest moment despre planurile pe care le are în față. Având în vedere importanța subiectului abordat, dar și ceea ce își dorește echipa Fiora 5, vă prezentăm acest proiect folosindu-ne de resursele disponibile, respectiv pitch-ul susținut de Fiora 5 la conferința PRAU și scurta sesiune Q&A care a urmat prezentării, înregistrare pe care vă putem oferi cu amabilitatea organizatorilor conferinței PRAU, cărora le mulțumim și pe această cale. Vă invităm deci să urmăriți în cele ce urmează unul dintre cele mai ambițioase proiecte care se află în acest moment în dezvoltare în România. E vorba de echipa Fiora 5. Haideți să-i urmărim.
Hello everyone, thank you for having us today. My name is Darian, I am the co-founder of Fiora 5, where we are revolutionizing chip design from within Europe. When you have a product, you have a phone, you have a car, you have a laptop probably. When these companies develop a new product, they create a chip for this kind of device. But they take a part from one vendor, a part from another vendor, and they glue them together, and this is the chip that they use. But this creates a dependency when some of these companies depend only on a few vendors from the CPU or memory, and when they integrate this part in their chips, it's very expensive. They have limited flexibility because they can't customize for their own problems. It's very hard to integrate it. It's very complex. That's why we've created Fiora 5, where we are reducing the friction, focusing on ultra low power, a plug and play and highly customizable architecture for our CPU IP. Why now, you might ask yourself, is because we always hear about the chip race between US and China, but never about Europe. This is the best time to develop a semiconductor solution company from within Europe. This is our market. As you can see, there is a demand for flexible, ultra-low power and high performance and easy to integrate IPs like Fiora 5 because companies need something different. All of the companies can't use the same chips, off-the-shelf chips. This is a competition. There is a mid-market, a low market, and a top market. So we're focusing on the mid-market because there are a lot of applications, from IoT to networking to wearables and smart, from defense applications. These are our target customers. As I said, we're focusing on networking and IoT devices, and then our next steps is focusing on automotive industries and defense. We have a tiered-based business model from a low end to a mid-range and high-end, based on a one-time fee for the architecture, and then we have ongoing royalties for every chip that is designed with our IP. This is our growth timeline. We are going to develop the first prototype by Q2 of 2026, and then by the second year, we'll have the first IP finished, and paying customers. And by third, we're going to enter new markets in US and focusing on real-time defense and automotives. This is our team. Ciprian, Petru, and myself have been working in the same company, and then we split. I went to university, and they went to other corporations. So we have a strong bond that we started almost half a decade ago. We are raising a 5K investment to develop new chips, CPUs from within Romania. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Time for questions. Anyone?
Two questions. One is that going to be China-free in all the physical elements apart from the intelligence elements? Secondly, what do we get with 500K? So are you getting to the IP part, or you still need another fundraising round to get to the IP and the first commercialization? And thirdly, you have time. Why the F are you going to sell to the US if the whole point is to be a European chip maker?
Great questions. Yeah, so the 5K will help us develop the first prototype of the IP, get infrastructure, and get ourselves rolling in the industry. We are not going to rely on China because we're only developing the IP, which is the intellectual property that we're going to license to companies. And when I mean by doing it in Europe, we are selling to America because Europe is not going to be dependent on American IP. We can sell to America, but not depend on American-made IPs. I mean, we can provide any technical knowledge that you need, any due diligence. We've been, as I said, Petru has 10 years in the industry.
I am sure about that. Why can I trust you that you're going to be able to develop a product, not too technically capable to execute on taking this to the market?
Well, based on the experience, based on the intros we have in the market, based on the advisors and all the accelerators that are in Europe and advisors and where we have been doing an experience that we have.
So I'm not familiar with the market, so this question comes from that perspective. How does it work in terms of acquiring your first set of customers? Do you first prove out this prototype, or do you already have commitments first and then you prove it out?
Okay, so we are going to get commitments, but we'll have a prototype, as I said, that will be working on a board that's called FPGA. We'll have performance metrics benchmarks that we're going to market to the possible leads and clients. So with those, we are going to attract new leads and clients.
I see. And so do you already have those commitments for those FPGAs or not yet, and then you develop those and then you get those?
So it'll be in a parallel workload. It's in the same time. We have already been in talk with Siemens. I talked with Meta, and I talked with Ms. Miranda. We're going to talk with Bosch, and in that time we are developing the IP as well.
Shall we allow one more very quick question? We're pretty much out of time.
Why are you talking to automotive in Europe if it's dead? Why are you not going straight to defense, where all the processors and all the needs are right now, and you can actually get data and buyers tomorrow?
It's because in defense, it's very hard to get to at first. We're focusing on wearables and IoT because it's very easy to get into a consumer-based market. And then with those, the money that we get, the connections, then we're going to focus on defense as well. And on defense, we have security checks, regulations that we have to be compliant with. And with those money that we'll get from the wearables and consumer products, we can get into the next markets.
Aceasta a fost ediția de astăzi a ZF IT Generation. Sperăm că în viitor vom putea discuta direct cu echipa Fiora 5. Le vor urmări oricum dezvoltarea. Până la ediția viitoare, la revedere și vă mulțumim pentru că ne-ați urmărit.